Guys, congratulations on the show.
Oh, thank
you.
It is great fun. I actually did a premiere last night, and the lovely Kelly Macdonald was there, and I told her that I'd watched the show, and she was very excited. So I have to ask you, Prasanna, what was that smoothie? Was that smoothie tasty that she dunked on?
Pretty good. That's really good. It's really good for curly hair. It's my take home. Yeah, I had longer hair than this, and it really brought out the luster, I'm told.
What was the crucial ingredient?
Kiwi. It was kiwi and banana. So it's really all I use now, Scott. It's
no need for it anymore.
We did it twice. Because usually, I mean, that's all I've got in me.
Two shirts.
Yeah, they only had 2 shirts and 2 smoothies.
No need. It was L'Oreal for you.
I'm going to say it was not unpleasant.
Not unpleasant. That's perfectly reasonable. That's good.
Yeah.
There's worse things you could have dunked on your head. Let's be honest.
There absolutely are. Yeah, you're not
absolutely. Let's not go down that rabbit hole, shall we?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the kind of insightful journalism that we know you for, Scott.
Hey, let's start there. I don't want to get a bad reputation.
It was a funny day though, because that was a day of genuinely sort of just directed a film in Northern Ireland in what they call Irish weather. It was 4 seasons in a day, and there was whole bits of that scene that we really couldn't shoot because it went from sun to rain to hail, sort of half hour by half hour. So luckily we managed to get that smoothie on. And anyway, this is not a show.
There is, I will say, this is apropos of nothing, but there is a hilarious TikTok someone made from like 2 weeks ago of them going outside their house, and they were filming, and it was like sun, turn over here, clouds, turn over here, snow. It's like British weather. It's like everything all at once. Madness. Do you guys now have a greater appreciation for agents having now done this, or has it opened up a can of worms in terms of now maybe some secrets that you maybe shouldn't?
I think I've got a greater appreciation for agents. I think, I always quite fancied the idea of being an agent when I was younger. And I still think it looks like a fun job. I think obviously we've had agents in our lives for quite a long time now. I didn't realize quite how much sort of turning on a sixpence they have to do. Because when you call them and expect them, moaning about something, and you assume they know what you're talking about, but of course they've got so many things going on, clients, problems, things to overcome, that half the time they're probably maybe occasionally faking it. There's quite a lot of white lies or oiling up situations that goes on behind the scenes. I think that's quite fun for everyone. There's probably a certain amount of interest in looking behind the curtain of this very front-facing industry and seeing those that side, which people don't really know a lot about how it works. And despite having one all my life, I wasn't really as clear as I am now.
I've been I've got agents in a number of sort of areas of work, and so I've had on aggregate quite a few, but I've never left one. I've been sacked twice, and 2 agents that I've had have retired. One of them quite young, which was not a great review, but she's brilliant. And I think one of the things that I have realised, I think from this, or it's lovely to be immersed in it, is how much an agent really needs to love what you do in order to take you on, because it really is a commitment for them. It's a kind of an emotional commitment. It's a massive time commitment as well. Like every new client is an enormous amount of work, I guess, to, phone round and put that person out there. And then, I know a friend of mine who was in a show in the West End for 12 weeks, and his agent came 16 times to that show, and was a single parent of a very young baby at the time. And so it was a kind of, and I remember hearing that and thinking, blimey, that's someone working really hard. But it's also someone who's saying to the world, you all have to know about this person. You have to know about this person. It's really important. There's a kind of and that energy, I think, is something that would be a really lovely reminder, I think, for actors to hold, that's what agents are doing, and that's what they need to feel in order to get into a working relationship with you.
Yeah, as an actor, you have a very good crying face. I must say, the episode of you crying is very, 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 very powerful. I will say, it's a very powerful moment.
I mean, as is traditional in TV, we shot that in 5 minutes at the end of the day. So I think it was, but actually, the hugest props, I think, to Fola, who is playing Zoe in the show. And I just I knew that she would be incredible in just that little moment of her at the end of that bit. And so I just sort of sat in the dressing room while they shot all of the stuff looking at the stage, just waited, and because I didn't want to see it, because I knew that would be enough, I think.
Yeah.
Luckily it was, because otherwise we'd have been screwed. But thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good. And you have there's this fantastic ensemble, all of you in this environment. But I wanted to touch on the wonder that is Maggie Steed, because in most things, she just honestly, every single thing she does, I've only seen 2 episodes. Literally everything she does is so good. What's it like being around her? Because she's just, oh my goodness, it's just, she's made for something like this. It's insane.
Incredible, isn't she? Yeah. And you know, she's not a spring chicken, can you say that? But anyway, but doing that kind of very, very quick dialogue is hard at any age. And Maggie's extraordinary and great fun. She lives around the corner from me, actually. So we
nice,
good mates now. Well, we all are. So
incredibly hardworking, always knows the lines. Put up with an awful lot with our dog.
Yeah. Spent most of the shoot with some duck pate smeared across her chest.
Fun.
Yes, as did we all. Like, start the day, and then we sounded a gong and went on set. No, she is brilliant, and I mean, this is big talk, I think, but for me, she has the funniest line in the show for me.
What is it?
I won't tell you.
Oh, okay.
But she is acidic and brilliant. And all of those moments where the Americans don't quite know what to do with her are really, really fabulous. And the level of I've been here longer than anyone has sort of been alive that I'm talking to. And so, you know, she actually, I mean, in the very best possible senses, she really does remind me of an agent that I used to have. So whenever I see her you know, and everything, like her kind of bearing, a certain way in which actually she's been costumed, and some of her sort of personal styling and stuff in the show is quite sort of lovely and nostalgic for me. So. Yeah.
And as a final question before I go, and you might have been asked this already, but do you guys have a dream client you might like if you get to do a season 2? There's a plethora of people, and there's a plethora of amazing people in this one, but aiming bigger, is there someone you'd like to pluck out?
I think Ray Fiennes would be good, because he's so funny. Yeah.
Get Riz on, maybe.
That's a good one.
David Duchovny's kind of emerging in
Daniel
this really
Radcliffe.
interesting space.
Hey, Daniel Radcliffe is so, honestly, if you've seen The Lost City, if you haven't, he's so good.
It's hilarious.
So that's a good one. I put on my list Gary Oldman. I thought that would be very good. Yeah. I think he'd be good.
This was actually quite a fun part of the first season, because everyone was cast. Those parts were cast quite late in the day, because obviously schedules and everything are moving, and it was weird. So there's a lot of offset kind of fantasy casting for each role, and actually credit to Rachel Freck, who must have been such a complicated job. But every time someone was finally pinned down to play each part, it was always like, oh yeah, perfect. And they were all brought such great generosity of spirit to the thing, so we were very lucky.
Yeah, I will say I haven't seen the episode yet, but you got one of the nicest gentlemen I've ever interviewed, which is David Oyelowo, who is literally amazing people ever. But I look forward to, I like seeing these people doing like these little kind of comedy cameos, because sometimes they don't get to do these kind of things. It's
exactly
interesting.
And Jessica Oyelowo as well.
Oh, is she in it as well? Is she?
He's in it as well.
Oh, interesting. I presume they're in the same.
They are, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I look forward to watching that. Guys, congratulations on the show again. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Scott.
Good to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey